there was a big fight between Vanessa, Devin, and Victoria. It wasn't Vanessa and Devin against each other. It was Vanessa and Devin against Victoria. Victoria, you made a tie in the game.
Do we have that on camera? Because I can prove that. I say Vanessa did it, but...
Okay, keep going.
But my reasoning was for the tie was because little Miss Jillian was getting on my nerves, and I really wanted her out. But I didn't know there was going to be a tie. It turned out to be a tie, so I screwed myself. So I lied to Jill, told her Vanessa voted her out. It kind of backfired.
Which completely blindsided me.
She believed me.
I know.
I'll say
Honestly?
something too. I believed it too. I
At
totally,
first,
when
yes.
she first told us, I was like, because Jill came up to me and told me, she's like, Tori told me that Vanessa voted for me. And I was like, what?
And we
I totally believed it. I was shocked.
And then Vanessa got a hold of the situation and
You
basically
are a
called
liar.
Tori out on
You
it.
even denied it when I confronted you. You are a liar, and you knew you were
Oh,
lying.
You don't smile when you're telling the truth, Victoria.
But can I say something about her?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
Her had an alliance, yes, we did from the beginning.
Did.
We had a plan when it merged. We were talking, and she's the one who first said we should vote out Lonnie. So then I was like, okay, well then it's gonna be me, Jill, Vanessa, and Victoria, because I got them on my side when we first merged, and we decided we were gonna vote for Lonnie out. And then she goes against exactly what she told me and voted for Jill anyway, and didn't even tell me. And the thing is, she was really mad at me for voting her out and stuff, but had she actually just voted for Lonnie, I guarantee it would have been me and her in the final two, and
My
not me and
reasoning
Jill.
for that, I was hungry, I had a headache, I was tired, and out there in the heat, it does crazy things to your mind, and you don't think logically. All you think is who's there with you, and all I could hear was Jill.
Well, I'm glad I come up in your mind all the time.
I have a question. I have a question for Vanessa. Vanessa, you, Devin, and Jillian were the final three. In the final competition, you guys were standing there over an hour. Forever, it seemed like. Your shoulder gave out, and there was some talking going on. What exactly did Devin say to you that made you let go?
Gladly tell everyone. What's it called? I was standing up there, and then Devin looked to me, and he's all like, if you let go, I will take you. And I was like, I don't want to let go. He goes, I swear, I'll take you. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yes, 100% Vanessa, I'll take you. Just drop down. So I just stood there a little bit longer, ignored what he just said, and just kept on going. Then my shoulder was really hurting, and I'm like, I just want to get down. So then I looked at him again. He goes, Vanessa, I promise you, I'll take you. And guess what? Me trusting Devin, I sit down. I know, thanks, Stephanie. I sit down, and then I'm on the ground. And when I sit there, I look at Devin whispering to Jill. And I'm like, really? You're going to make the same promise to her?
I didn't make the same promise to Jill, actually. Listen, okay, what I said... Okay, I told Vanessa this. My planning was to tell Vanessa that I would take her if I went to the final two. And then when she got down, I told Jill, I said, if I step down, will you take me to the final two? I said, I'll step down and give you immunity if you take me to the final two. But it didn't work out the way I planned because Jill, I guess, was planning on taking Vanessa, and I didn't think that. So it all backfired, and I ended up winning because Jill moved her hand. And...
Jillian, who would you have voted for if you had a choice
Between Vanessa and Devin?
between Vanessa and
Can I
Devin?
have an opinion in why I would vote for the person I would
Yeah.
vote for? Okay, well, honestly, Devin, you know I love you, but I'd probably vote for Vanessa, and I'm sure a few other people would agree with me. Devin thought he had the game, and if we showed him that he did, it just proved what he knew what he was doing. Like, he had this, but everybody wanted to show him Devin doesn't have this.
What's wrong with knowing what you're doing?
Absolutely nothing.
But at the same time, that makes you bad people because you're pretty much saying the only reason I'm voting for you because I just want to bring down your confidence.
Exactly.
So there's no logic behind it. It's totally resentful.
But I didn't vote for Devin because I knew that, like, when I was voting, I was like, I'm not voting for Devin to win because why would I promise him my vote when he couldn't even keep his promise to me, keeping me in the final two?
Again, resentful. Promises. Based on promises and alliances.
Yeah.
Not on skill and who got needy the most.
Well, you
And trust me, I feel resentful because I was the firstborn ever, of course. So there's no, I'm definitely resentful. And I would have totally, if I had stayed, I would have voted him out because I saw him as the biggest threat right away. But then you guys are just basing your opinions
It's
on
not all that.
resentful.
Jill, she was a little sneak too. She was telling,
was.
she told me the whole entire time that we were in an alliance. She was like, oh,
Excuse
you're in an
me?
alliance with-"
When did I tell you we were in alliance together? You're the one who came up to me and said, Jill, I will take you. I give you all my trust.
Actually, that was
You
true.
told me
That
you'd
was
take me to the
true.
final two, and you told people you'd take me to the final two. Don't lie.
I had no
No.
secrets that were uttered my mouth except for to you.
Okay.
Never.
But you expected me to trust you after you voted me out? Exactly.
That was 3 days ago.
But honestly, what's the point of making an alliance when you guys know you're going to break it eventually?
To
Why
get you
not?
farther in the game.
That's what you think, but...
My main alliance I did not break. I had Jill day one kept to day whenever I got evicted or whatever. Jenna I had until I got switched, and oh, I'm sorry, Lonnie, that you got switched. That was so funny. Yeah.
All right.
But the reality is, at the end, you're gonna have to make a decision. And
I didn't have to though.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't have to.
Like all your lines.
Exactly, but what if you had to make a decision? You'd be kind of upset if I used that against you.
Actually, if I had to make a decision, I would have brought you because I told you 100% that I'd take you to the final two, and I told Jill we'll see about the game. We'll see in the game.
But
And
you were
she said,
still
okay.
lying to her.
I wasn't. I didn't tell her I was gonna bring her.
Did you or did you not believe that Vanessa was taking you to the final two?
Well, okay.
If you let her to believe, you're still misleading her, which is lying.
I didn't.
Considering that we had a strong alliance since day one, I really thought she would. But then when I looked back and saw the interviews, I really wasn't sure.
But we're not talking about the interviews. We're talking about.
All right, so we're going to have to wrap this up a little bit. All right, everybody, it's been a great season. You all were some of the best castaways we could have ever asked for. But here's a preview of our next season, Survivor Lone Mountain. In the northwest region of Las Vegas, Nevada, lies a mountain 600 feet high. The land is extremely bare, with rough terrain and harsh weather conditions where the temperatures can reach 120 degrees. This area, despite harsh weather conditions, has still maintained its natural wildlife. With many caves and caverns, the castaways will have to use these as a means for shelter. Twelve new castaways will be abandoned and forced to create a new society, as each week one person is voted off. There can only be one survivor in Survivor Lone Mountain. Everybody, I hope you have a great life, and maybe we'll see you again.